What do we have? We have this Akame Cutie on team blue as a Monkus. We got us Frost Boss, the Death Knight, Lazel as a Demon Hunter, myself, yourself, himself. Silver Hand. The Silver Hand? Or Die Silver? Who's Silver? Why did you need the hand? Then we got FaZe on an Unholy DK versus Team Red. We got ourselves Akamiya. Bachia. We got ourselves Bezda. Beznas? Bezzy. We call him Bezzy. Kosti. And we got ourselves Pina. Oh my god. Some of you all names are going to be so hard to say out loud. Because Pina, which I don't even know what that means. But Pina is the closest name I can, into English I can translate it. Myself getting taken, me, I am actually taking a lot of damage, boys. Oh, big juke on myself onto Akamiya. Getting a big old juke, catching the pre-grows, rewarded for the big play. Get himself a reset onto Akamiya. Doesn't get the full reset, but a badge still comes in. Gonna be a trick out of the Demon Hunter. Myself still under quite a lot of pressure. Popping and wall, gonna have masterful instincts to return damage back to sender. Getting a root onto the Demon Hunter, like, calm down there, fella. Relax there with your big old Pepe. Your Xander Pepe on your head. Relax there, friend. Gonna be a big old interrupt onto Akemi and not getting the I-beam after get the bleeds onto the Demon Hunter. Gonna be blur out of Akemi as well. So myself is looking for a bit of a reset on this man. Letting the bleeds do a lot of the work. But Akemi needs to catch up. Is going for Flame as the essence. Crucible of Flame. Big buy getting thrown in onto Akemiya. Does myself have the big Mastery Burst? It doesn't look like he has the Masterful Instincts anymore. Akemiya popping into full Metamorphosis. And the way that he's lagging is kind of hard to keep track where he's at sometimes. But he's going to get a stun onto myself. Trying to go for damage. It's going to be pre-wall for myself right now. Pre-wall from the Feral. As the Pharaoh is looking to get away from the Demon Hunter. The DH is on the chase, trying to maximize the amount of leech damage you can. Big meme onto Akemiya. Big old bite to the dress, but it seems like it's not enough. Akemiya is just getting big pressure with his own dress onto myself. But can he catch up back to the bear? Can he catch up? He does catch up to the druid. Can you stay on him though? He got to stay on him like glue. Put pressure, trying to use Crucible of Flame. Gets a range stun. Myself could be done for. Oh my goodness, somehow still barely survived. I think he just gave up. Maybe not. Maybe he's alive. Okay, there it is. He did all he could. That is just a lot of pressure out of Demon Hunter, who's just relentless at his chase. After the Feral, gonna be a big stun back to Akemiya, eating some of his own burst from another fellow Demon Hunter. That's gonna be a big old trinket available from the Zoth. Huge shield available for Akemiya. It's gonna be down for now. This is getting counter pressure onto Lazel, who's got himself a trinket. Second stun onto Lazel, and Akemiya is still staying super aggressive. Looks like maybe now is the time to back up. That is out of meta. His health is definitely lower than Lazel. Definitely much lower. So he's got to wait out until Metamorphosis is up. He's going to get a trinket for that stun. Big bite coming out, but it's going to be a Darkness from Akemiya. And it looks like he absorbed a lot of that bite damage. A lot of that burst was taken care of, but Akemiya is still in a bad spot on health, just is behind. It looks like there's going to be full Metamorphosis for Lazel since he's in demon form for quite a while. Big stun coming out onto Lazel. Akemiya finally able to go for big damage. Big dress on Lazel, forcing the darkness out of him. And Akemiya caught up on quite a bit of health. Could fly up in the air with rain for him above if they wanted to. Does have that as a utility. Can use it to disengage from Lazel. Lazel does not have a rain from above. But I don't know if Akemiya is aware of that or not. There's going to be a blur available for Akemiya. If he's able to do it, big stuff back to back. I think he might be down for the cow. And that's going to be a blur and a tank trinket all at the same time. Akemiya is super tanked up. And Lazel is going to wait out on the Zoth trinket for a moment. Akemiya just doesn't have a lot of health to really work with. I-beam coming out and used to do the most amount of damage to catch up on health with Lazel. Back-to-back stuns, big slappers coming out from tentacles, catching up on quite a lot of health actually, so much health caught up, flying up in air. Lazel's kind of down below, cannot really do much about it, try to go for a shot mode, eating a couple of those spell lances from above. He's actually not doing that great. He needs to get a counter pressure of his own, catch up on health, and maybe take down Akemiya. Does try to go for a dress. I don't think that did a lot of damage, that or it missed. And Akemiya goes for a shot mode of his own for a second, waiting out Lazel as best as possible. Stun onto Lazel. I-beam coming out. Does Akemiya have enough to finish, or does they go down? Both Demon Hunters super low. Who's going to be going down first? Akemiya catching on a bit of a heal. Lazel trying to see if he can back up for a moment. Could be anyone going down here. Lazel getting actually a reversal onto Akemiya out of nowhere. Big old chaos strike. For the Demon Hunter on Team Blue. It looked like Hakemia had the advantage there, but Lazel just turned around. Tricky coming out from the Strobel as Koss is going to be up next. Disarm onto Lazel as he's still in demon form. And Koss taking quite a bit of a pounding from Lazel. But the Demon Hunter is just looking to leech some health off of the Warrior. He's not really looking to fight him. Just looking to have him come in, leech some health, back up for a second. Does Lazel play Reaping Flame or does he play Crucible Flame? Because Hakemia played Crucible and used it defensively and offensively. Reaping Flame, however, has a lot more offensiveness and really counts. It really shows. It's going to be stunned. Stunn's getting traded by both the Warrior and the Demon Hunter. Koss tried to go for slows onto Lazel. Is able to charge right after him, interrupting the I-Beam. Might have something ready. Big bite getting thrown at Koss. Has plenty of defensive if he needs to. Big Fear onto Lazel while Blur and Metamorphosis are both up. Just trying to wait them both out. Trying to fight the Demon Hunter as soon as he has less health or less leech. There's going to be a big Reaping Flame out of Lazel onto Koss. Koss still has quite a bit of self-healing available if necessary. Just use the Draenor Racial to catch up on a little bit of a health. He saw like a little bit of a hot. Nice weapons, by the way. It looks so good. Started to Koss as he goes in for a charge into Lazel. Lazel is having his way with him. And there goes the Safeguard Trinket proccing from Kosti. Very unfortunate. As they're just jousting one another, they're just trading blows and then backing away. It looks like Lazel, with that kind of strategy, caught up on quite a bit of a health as we hit in the 6-minute, 23-second mark. 9% dampening rolling up, so dampening is going to get much, much, much worse from here. It's not quite 30% dampening, which I'd say is the moment where most healing is just starting to really wear. But the longer this duel goes, the harder it's going to be to heal. I've been coming out onto Kosti. Big slappers come in, and down goes the boy. And next is going to be Baccia, which I think is Bachitsky. Just has a more colloquial Russian-sounding name. Going for that sub-rogue play. Big blow to the enemy. Does he have the biggest damage ever? Eviscerate's bite coming out. Lazel going in for a Metamorphosis. Does juke out one of the Eviscerates. Cloak Shot is coming in for Baccia. Trying to see if he might be able to get away from Lazel. Trying to see if he might be able to escape. Has evasion if he needs to. Cloak Shadows has been used. And as long as he doesn't let Lazel tag him, especially while in full-blown meta, it's going to be harder for Lazel to heal. Trying to see if he might be able to predict where the rogue is at, but Baccia is playing it super safe while meta is up and running. Also, notice that Baccia has one weapon that's a heavy weapon offhand. Main weapon dagger. He's probably running the rod and weapon slappers. Being so tricky coming out for Lazel. Trying to turn it around. Darkness coming in for the Demon Hunter. Baccia is going to go for a blind. Lazel caught up on so much health with such a short engage. With the rogue. So much health in such a short engage. Also, what is healing you right now? How are you healing so much? Seriously, what is healing you? It's like, you have like a hot. I know the rest of your team is like, what? A Demon Hunter, a Demon, what? A Death Knight, and a Monk? I doubt, and the Monk is just chilling on the mound. So I don't know what it is. It must be a trade or something, right? Has to be. Too much Leech Man? Maybe. Get a shot onto Lazel. Does Baccia have the damage? Big dress, big Eviscerate to follow the cheap shot. Oh, taking him out of town. That must be a master build for sub-rogue, right? That's going to be touch of death, leg sweep onto Baccia. Baccia looked like he's lagging a little bit. Might be able to get a vanish off of this. If it's able to vanish him, it's got free cheap shot onto Akame. And does go for a reset. Akame QT is not going to be able to capitalize on that big touch of death. If you vanish it, or mind control it, or shadow meld, or invis, you actually just ignore immune the touch of death, which is an interesting mechanic. Shadow Step coming over Baccia. Oh, but a port is available for Akame. Prepared for it just in case. Can Baccia do it again? He can do it again. He did it again. He's a madman. He did it again. Juking out the Monk twice in a row. And catching a re-stealth. What a rogue right there, man. Now that is a talented rogue that could juke a player, outsmart him, outmaneuver him, and then still catch him in the sap. And Baccia probably waiting for blood of the enemy to be available. Maybe a couple of cooldowns here and there too. Maybe a trinket or two. Because Akame, he got probably a trinket. Human racial probably still available. He has karma if needed. It's going to be Nightblade from the side so he doesn't break his sap. Cheap shot right after that. Blood of the enemy up maybe a little bit early. Can he surprise Akame with burst? Big bite coming out. Doesn't even notice the bike. Does he go for the karma here? Does get a root onto Baccia for a second. He goes for a fade. Try to give himself a defensive. While Fist of Furies are flying. Let's get a big old heal for Akame. Leg sweep onto Baccia. Doesn't have the damage. Trick into invasion coming out for Baccia though. Akame could go for a touch of death if you, or touch of karma if he wants to interrupt him to Akame. More cheap shots coming out. Maybe big damage about Baccia. Does Akame have an answer for it? Huge eviscerate maybe. Does he get it off? He does not get that eviscerate off. Let's get you blind onto Akame. Does he trinket it? Does he even have a trinket? Did he use human racial for something earlier? He must have. That's gonna be reset for Boccia. As long as he has at least one dance available, and if he's a big master build, then he should have a guaranteed kill here, man. Especially if he has common points from before. Nightblade has common points, marked for that kidney shot. There's nothing to stop him. Big Dress, but it looked like Dress got Z-axis out of there. It looked like Dress did no damage. It looks like Boccia didn't have the shadow dances available. He only had backstabs. So he tried to go for the big Dress. It looked like Dress didn't even hit him. There is a little bit of a Z-axis thing with BFA, where if you're too high or too low from some other player, sometimes abilities just don't go through him. And that's something that can be used in dungeons with certain enemies using abilities at AoE. If you put them a little bit above you on a Z-axis, like on a carpet or on a stone, it just won't hit you. You can just stand there. Big cheap shots coming out, and Akame goes down as Boccia taking him out. Next up is either going to be Frost Boss or FaZe. That's Death Knights. I don't know how Boccia is going to do against Death Knights playing the sub rogue, because they're just super tanky. We got ourselves Frost Boss, who this gear looks like it looks so disproportional. And then we got FaZe. It looks like it's going to be an Unholy Death Knight. I'd say Unholy Death Knights give sub rogues more trouble than a Frost Death Knight, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I honestly, FaZe could pull off a Frost Death Knight look. There's going to be an opener onto the pet to get some common points for Boccia. Get a shot into FaZe. Big blood of the enemy. Does he have the biggest damage? Get a FaZe to half his health. Try to get the big officers up and running. AMS up and running for FaZe right now. And Boccia, Cloaker Shadow is coming in. Try to see if he might be able to shadow step FaZe. Doesn't get the shadow step. Second round, does he do it? Doesn't do it. No, he got tricked out twice. And that's going to vanish for Boccia. Mounts up while in the vanish to get some mobility. I've never seen a rogue do that. He vanished and just mounts up to get away from the guy. And that actually worked. Okay, so he redeemed himself. He tried to juke him twice, didn't get to him. But vanishing to mount up was a smart play. I gotta give him the credit on that one. That was a cool move. I'm gonna use that myself. If I'm in a bad spot as a rogue, I'll just vanish and I'll mount up. I'll just run out of there, dude. That's gonna be a Nightblade onto FaZe. Get an IBF up and running as he sees the buy coming in from the side. And Boccia's still getting quite a bit of damage on the FaZe. Evasion up and running for Boccia. It has a trinket if he wants to. Trying to deny FaZe from being able to do damage to him. Trying to shadow step around him, not to take the most amount of damage from FaZe. Trying to keep away from the guy. Blind onto FaZe. He does send the pet at Boccia. Trying to keep him in combat as best as possible. And Boccia just sees himself some more globals in order to take FaZe down. It's going to be a big cheap shot coming out with a dress that does get split amongst FaZe pets. And Boccia not really looking all that good for wear. Trying to get himself a bit more common points. FaZe doesn't really have a lot of health. Not a lot of healing. 46% dampening. Anyone could go down at this moment. Boccia is also very, very crucially bad spot too. Does take him out barely. Not a lot of health left. And down he goes. FaZe really put everything he had at the end there. He really put a lot of himself into the last duel. With dampening being so high. I mean, FaZe almost took it over. Almost took down Boccia. You got to give him credit. Bezzy's going to be up next with Frost Boss, hitting him with a stun, getting the dots up and running, going to get a grip in. And Frost Boss is the last man standing on Team Blue. Adaptation coming out for the Fear, and that's going to be Bezzy getting hit with a stun trick inside of it. And they actually Mindbender killing Bezzy because the snowball of Chillbane is bouncing between the two. Void Elfing out of there with a Disperse, Safeguard Trinket, not a lot of healing available. At 50% dampening, neither available for Frost Boss either. So Bezzy can somehow just get the dots on the Frost Boss and just kind of kite him. Might be in a good spot. Silence on the Frost Boss cannot interrupt while silence is up. That's something interesting for Shadow Priest to remember. That's going to be Mind Control trying to come out, trying to see if he can juke out a kick from Frost. I don't know if Frost tried to kick at some point or another. But Frost does not have an answer for this kick. Just going to have to eat that dot damage and get crowd controlled. Bezzy might be able to win just in crowd control alone. Grip onto by Frost Boss, and Bezzy gonna go for a Mind Blast, getting the dots up and running on Frost Boss. Does he have the Void Eruption here? He does have Greater Fate for a second. Is able to get away from Frost Boss. Frost still holding on to Death Pack. Trying to think to go either for a Stunner or a Death Grip onto Bezzy, but it didn't go through because of Greater Fate. Interrupt on the Bezzy might put him in a bad spot. Does get the Void Eruption. Does he have the Executus? That's gonna be AMS and Frost Boss the last second. That's gonna be Siphon hitting Bezzy. And Frost Boss does take him out. I mean, it's a Frost Death there versus a Priest. It just can't really do much as a Priest. Death back coming out for Frost Boss, getting parried left and right by Puna. There's not all he can do. The Monk is going to end up taking it out at the end. There's not all he can do with that high dampening without any cooldowns. And Boccia coming in with 3. Pachisco with 3 kills. But the most amount of damage coming out of Laser with him and his Demon Hunter plays, man. That was amazing. That was amazing. I love these sub rogues, man, with mastery. Such fast-paced gameplay. Oh my god. I know it's like not the best in Arena, but it's super enjoyable to watch in duels. super enjoyable to watch in duels every single time. Alrighty, boys, let's see if we can get another one going, yeah?